The thing that's going to get you to 15k a month is not some productivity hack or some hustle culture magic. And the reality is it's not going to make you rich overnight. To grow past 15k a month, you need some fundamentals in place that most founders I talk to just don't have. So in this video, I'm going to take you through those fundamentals so you can scale past 15k a month without hustle culture or burning out. So in section 1, we're going to break down your offer. This is an important part of the program that most services I speak to are lacking. We have spoken to businesses doing 6 figures a month that have a problem with their offer. And once they redial the basics, they're hitting high 6 figures, almost 7 figures monthly with ease. So keep that in mind when we break down this list of key things that we see most founders bottlenecking their offers with. So number 1 is they compete on price instead of making one-of-one blue ocean offers. Number 2 is they think working harder will make them different from their competitors. Number 3 is they don't leverage unique frameworks and branded systems. So when you get those 3 right, this is what it unlocks. You can charge premium prices without justifying every dollar. You charge higher prices to a more sophisticated market, and your service delivery becomes easier and your process more enjoyable. Then you can start attracting clients who value the expertise that you can deliver. Buyers are more inclined to listen to your solution because they see you as the expert, and your offer becomes the obvious choice on the market. Buyers' mindset goes from this could work to this has to work. And that creates a new reframe for them to go ahead with. So here's how you can implement it. Craft an offer that makes you one of one and your service unique, not just better price. When you craft a clear offer that stacks value and gives tangible solutions to your buyer, that gives them clarity that makes it magnetic. Number 2 is develop some signature framework that stack the perceived value of your offer. These stick in their head and give them an easier way of remembering your solution. Focus on being one of one instead of competing in a saturated market. This comes from building a blue ocean offer that incorporates your story, your values, your frameworks, or things that buyers can wrap their head around. So in section 2, we start talking about the ICP that you're delivering this offer to, because an offer is great, but it needs to be aligned in harmony with an ICP. There's harmony because you're working with dream clients and then making repeatable frameworks because everyone has got similar problems they're facing. When the offer and ICP are out of sync, it's like trying to ride 2 horses at once. So here's what most founders get wrong. They create offers without validating 3 non-negotiables: painful problem, budget to solve it, and clear demand. Focus on serving a market that can afford your service, and one where the solution that you provide is worth buying it. Next is they start using generic language instead of their audience's pain point. And then they also try and serve everyone instead of a specific profitable segment. When you get this right, here's what it unlocks. You build a scalable offer that hits all 3 markers: pain, budget, and demand. If one's missing, it starts to feel like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. And when you get all 3 aligned, it starts feeling like pull and not push. Your marketing will become 10 times easier. You stop guessing what to post and you start speaking in their language. That makes people say, this is exactly how I feel. And then suddenly your content converts because it starts sounding like empathy and not a strategy. And when you target an ICP you like working with, it starts feeling like breathing and not selling. And the final benefit is that you avoid the low ticket trap. No more chasing clients that need convincing and negotiating on price. You work with people that see the value, have the budget, and are just ready to move. Less energy spent and more impact made. Okay, let's break down exactly how you can implement this. I start with the I help X, do Y, buy Z formula, but use their language and not yours. Don't write like a marketer, write like the person you're trying to help. Use the exact phrases that they use while they're trying to solve their problem. And that's how you make your message sound personal instead of generic. And remember to validate the 3 problems: pain, budget, demand. Talk to real people, ask real questions. You can refine while you're still building out your offer. Talk to the people, get the data, and then pivot if needed. Your market research is key to finding out if these people are your ICP. And this goes into my next point: test your message before scaling it. Post about it, mention it on calls, watch what gets a reaction and what doesn't, and then refine it based on data, like I said, not just assumptions or ChatGPT prompts. When you do this, your offer fits the market and your ICP, and that's when growth starts to feel smooth instead of forced. Now let's look at the content ecosystem. This is to build a sustainable growth engine into your business. Most founders get content completely backwards. They chase virality without building real systems behind it. They'll spend hours making posts that hit big once, then disappear into that algorithm's graveyard. They create content that gets attention but doesn't move anyone through a journey. It entertains but it doesn't convert. And because of that, there's no structure, no pillars, no rhythm. They burn out because they're constantly trying to feed the machine. And the irony of this is content is supposed to buy you freedom. But when you do it without the system, it just becomes another full-time job. So from here, the fix isn't more volume, it's more structure. You don't need 100 random posts, you need a clear ecosystem that takes someone from a cold lead to a paying client. Stranger, follower, client, raving fan. Now very quickly, you want to make people problem aware that they have the problem, solution aware that you've got the solution, offer aware of actually what you offer, story aware of your story and your background and the challenges you've overcome so they can relate to it, and then aware in general, and that's where we can start getting eyeballs on the post. And when you build this real ecosystem, everything starts working together. So these 5 pillars break down into top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel content. Top of funnel is making people aware. It's the short clips that bring people into your ecosystem. This makes sure you're not guessing where every lead comes from, and the attention and the eyeballs are engineered and become predictable. Just under that, you have the middle of funnel. This is your talking head videos, your long form reels, YouTube, newsletters. This will build trust over time, and this is where strangers start to believe you actually know what you're talking about. And then finally, we have the bottom of funnel. This is perfect for stuff like story sequences, call to actions. These are small attention grabs that are gonna get those people that have been watching your content for months to put their foot forward. This is with no chasing, no pressure. They just arrive ready to buy. And the best part is this ecosystem keeps them orbiting around your brand until it's time to press go. Some convert in a week, some will convert in a year. I've had people that have been in my ecosystem for 8 months before they finally put their foot forward to book a call. But they stayed in my ecosystem and they're now warmer than ever and ready to convert. So from here, use the 90-day rule. Expect every customer that comes into your ecosystem to take 90 days to even book a call. Some will do it quicker, but that is a realistic timeline to aim for when it comes to building relationships with these people. Hope that makes sense. Now let's actually build it. Create content for every stage of the funnel with a real content strategy. Most people are stopping at the top, or they're spending too long at the bottom. You need content that attracts, educates, and converts. Short form clips to grab attention, long forms to educate, and telling your story so that you actually sound like a person and it builds trust through them. One of the key things you look out for here is remaining as an authority that can actually solve their problem. And positioning yourself as that authority is big when it comes to growing your audience and getting conversions as well. Next is build loops that keep people inside your ecosystem. Don't just spray and pray, use links, CTAs, lead magnets, and platforms that feed each other. Instagram and LinkedIn lead to YouTube. YouTube leads to lead magnets lead to email campaign, and then your newsletter leads back to conversions. And every single path should point back to you and being able to put their foot forward. And finally, focus on systematic conversions and not viral moments. So virality might give you a spike, but systems will give you sustainability. When your content builds belief in stages, you don't need luck because you have leverage. So treat your content as an infrastructure that builds opportunities, not just trying to become an influencer, and it will start compounding in the background quietly. So this means bringing in leads, building trust, and getting those conversions that are going to free up your time. Okay, now the final part of this whole video is really important. Now we need to build the Vegas business model that's going to keep these systems watertight. So most founders I speak to are great at getting attention, but terrible at keeping it. The business is a complete mess of scattered links, disconnected offers, and confusing call to actions. There's no clear flow, no journey, no voice. And in this case, they've never built what I call an ecosystem trap. A structure so valuable and so cohesive that when someone steps inside it, they can't and don't want to leave. So the founders I speak to are obsessed with just the acquisition side, spamming thousands of DMs, finding new leads, new posts, new funnels to build, while ignoring the retention systems that quietly build the profit in the background. And the result is they're going to keep trying to pour water into a bucket without building the systems that keeps that bucket watertight. This means more effort, same outcome, and constant exhaustion. So now we need to build the ecosystem that keeps hold of these people, so every ounce of effort will compound instead of evaporating. So work on the LTV, or the lifetime value of your client, and don't just pray for new acquisition every month. So that's why for 10K a month plus, you need to start tightening your back end. Your CRM, your onboarding flows, your nurturing emails, booking systems, low ticket offers, because these are what are going to hold the leads that you've worked so hard to get and get results for. So these systems are what improve your client delivery, your show up rate, your close rates, and your client retention without any more effort. And this alone could be what takes you from 10K a month to 20, 30, 50K plus. So now let's talk about what getting this right will unlock. When you get this right, your business will stop feeling like you're grinding every day and start feeling like a well-oiled machine. And that's why we call it the Vegas business model, because your business starts to function like Vegas. Everything is clear, obvious, intentional, and there's a path. You have strong authority and touch points that keep people in your ecosystem or your gambling machines feel good. People instantly understand who you are, what you do, and how you do it. And there's no confusion, no friction, and just a flow. So this means when leads enter your world, leaving is going to become very difficult. Not because you're trapping them, because your value loop is undeniable. It feels stupid not to stay. Your newsletters dropping real insights, your community is building real connections. Your systems are going to keep them learning, growing, and staying at the cutting edge of what you deliver. They stay because it makes sense to stay. This means client loss becomes rare. You're watching clients grow not only from 0 to 10K, but 10K to 100K to $1 million a month. This is going to make your client loss become very rare. Retention becomes natural because the value you give goes long beyond the first payment. You don't need to resell trust every month. It quietly compounds in the background. Your LTV and your lifetime value skyrockets. When your backend is dialed, your CRM, your nurture flows, your onboarding, every new lead becomes an asset that creates dividends, and the same effort will turn exponential returns. When you build this level of flow, the chase ends. You're no longer begging for attention and scrambling for clients. You're building momentum that stacks month after month, year after year. Okay, so let's actually implement this Vegas business model into your business. Create offers like the casinos do. Every casino is easy to spot. Bright lights, clear doors, skyscraper buildings. There's no confusion about what happens inside. Offer needs to be the same, just name them clearly, show the transformation. Position yourself as that authority the same way those casinos do. People can decode what you do before even jumping on that call. They're going to be pre-sold and ready to buy. Next is build that authority that acts as that skyline. It's visible from everywhere. Think about Vegas, no matter where you stand, you can see it. That's how your brand should feel online. And that's why you build that ecosystem that means you show up everywhere. This means consistent frameworks, consistent visuals, consistent tones. So across those platforms, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, newsletters, you feel extremely visible and very recognizable. And design that ecosystem so prospects get trapped in your value loop. Every touch point, every email should lead to somewhere of value. You don't need hard sales, you just need to create so much value that it feels like they're missing out. And keeps them moving from curiosity to conviction. All done through a clear, dialed, systematic process. And when you design your business like this, people don't wander off. They stay, they explore, and they eventually buy. Not because you chased them, but because your ecosystem quietly pulled them in. So there's a lot that comes to this high performance acquisition. But I'm sure if you take anything from the previous points that I mentioned, you're going to see massive improvements in your business. And obviously you're not just going to get there by watching YouTube videos. So if you're interested in working with me to help you scale without burning out, then click the first link in the description to take a free growth audit designed to show you where you're bottleneck in your business. Or if you're ready, you can book directly onto a one-on-one call with me down below. You can walk through a clear roadmap that can take you from where you are to your dream outcome and show you the steps it's going to take to get there. So check those out down below, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.